Please welcome onto stage the director, the producer and the stars of United We Fall. It's lovely, we've got extra seats like at your nana's at Christmas. These are the special ones that come out only when we have so many people. We're going to do this quite quickly, you're going to have to remember their names. This is Jack, Jim, Jonathan, who all play footballers. This is Gary, Dana and Sam. Gary's the director, Sam's the producer, Dana plays a FIFA, the kind of FIFA person that may well actually be true, even though I don't think they necessarily meant it to be. We'll start quickly with Gary, who is the man who made it all happen. Gary, you've come to the part of Manchester that you know you'd be welcome. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much.
You chose that very well. What's the genesis of this movie? Is it as obvious as what Natalie was saying?
Well, I had the good fortune to work with the people who made Class of '92. And every day I had to come into the office and hear the stuff that they were raving about, and it occurred to me as a City supporter that someone should make a film called IQ of '92. And so we got together, we made a film, we changed the title to United We Fall, but it basically does have a go at the people in the Class of '92, and it's been a huge joy to work with these talented, very, very funny guys.
Yeah, Jack, they're not the nicest bunch of footballers, are they? Let's be honest.
No, not even a little bit. I mean, they're all massively flawed. Although, apart from Kurtz, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, but I'm just insane.
Yeah, absolutely mental. No, they don't show footballers in the best light, but they're endearing.
And you're, of course, a City fan, we know that. And Sam, on the end, you're a City fan as well. He's
having too much fun.
Stay in the room, Sam.
You can tell he's the producer and not the actor, because as soon as he sees people, he goes, wow.
Mesmerised by the City Square crowd. Was it a joy for you as well to make, being a City fan, to just have a little bit of fun?
Yeah, I think the biggest story about it was growing up with Man United fans was getting them to work on it. Just exploiting that, kind of getting them to it was just, yeah, it was a pleasure, really. And a chance to have a dig, brilliant.
And then, ironically, great timing that you're all on stage today talking about this as well, but we won't say too much about that as well. And so, of course, Jack, maybe people might be looking here thinking, I recognise him. You're, of course, the star of the huge BBC One programme Atlantis, a completely different type of role. That must be part of what's so enjoyable about being an actor, the different types of roles that you get to play. 1 minute you're in Atlantis, the next minute you are a footballer. Yeah,
I mean, I'm quite lucky I got to do Atlantis and horse ride and sword fight and all that. But I started in improv comedy. That's mostly what I did in between like bar jobs and lots of waitering. So when this came up, I mean, I don't know if people know, but the whole film is improvised. So none of it was scripted. And I'd worked with Jim here on Atlantis, and he got me involved in this and said, listen, do you want to do an improvised comedy about football taking the piss out of Manchester United? And I was like, yes, I do.
Jack, you may want to be careful about your language there, I think. Sorry?
Yes, we're not at 12A anymore, this is very PG now.
Sorry, there are kids, sorry.
We'll quickly cut to Jim and Jonathan. You guys, I mean, you play for, Kurt is a German goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's a German
you mentioned him being slightly insane. Is there any sort of link to Schmeichel on that, or is this less obvious?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, as we're in good company, yeah, there is. I mean, I know Schmeichel's Danish, but I didn't want to lay it on too thick, and also my Danish accent is rubbish. So I thought this is a good opportunity to play something akin to Schmeichel. Who actually, I'm a goalkeeper in my sort of personal life.
Professional life.
Yeah. In my real dream professional life, I'm a goalkeeper. So, you know, I've taken a bit from watching these people over the years.
And Jim, did you feel like you were playing the kind of character that you had maybe even seen play on a football field?
Yeah, I suppose so, yes. I mean, who knows who it's based on specifically. I think it's actually based on like myself, how I might have ended up if I'd have gone down that road and been a footballer. It's my dream persona.
And Paul Scholes.
And Paul Scholes.
Break a guy's leg.
Gary, you've worked in UK cinema, US cinema, you've directed the likes of Renée Zellweger and Brooke Shields, even Mariah Carey. How are these lot compared? And then I'll ask Dana to respond to his accusations.
Dana's got nicer breasts than Brooke Shields. Am I allowed to say that? I'll retract that. Brooke Shields has nicer breasts than Dana. That way around.
I could take that. My breasts are great though. I'm allowed to say that. Can I say that?
Yeah, it's too late.
Stop checking that you can say it after you've already said it.
Although I've been told not to say it. I am a United fan. And,
It's all right. He plays a corrupt FIFA official. That's almost as bad.
I love doing the film, and I love playing a corrupt Middle Eastern FIFA official, allegedly. And actually, as a Mancunian, though, it was really good just to be able to work on a project which celebrated stuff about Manchester, poking fun in celebration, and I enjoy being a part of it very much so.
So for anybody that's watching now, where can we see the film?
Well, the film was in cinemas in October, and it's on DVD in 2 weeks' time, February the 9th. And it's on iTunes and all that other stuff that I don't quite understand, February the 2nd. So that's a week on Monday.
Okay,
and we've
so
got some DVD copies.
We do have some DVDs to give away, but unfortunately we don't have time to do it now. So what Gary's going to do is we're going to make sure that we get those DVDs out to some competition winners, but we're going to do that shortly because, as you notice, there are some very, very cold brass players who we can't keep waiting. So for that moment, we will say individually, please, ladies and gentlemen, with one big round of applause to Sam, Dana, Gary, Jack, Jim, and Jonathan, and Natalie Pike. Give them all a big round of applause.